we lost all, but who will take the fall? Who will win it all? You know the cost, still you go through walls. Keep on acting small. Even if you got something left to lose, even if there is something left for you to prove, I got bad taste of hanging around you. I'm so sorry about the bitter end. I'm so sorry if I misbehave. In the middle we got tangled up, but in the aftermath of us, I don't regret that much. I don't regret that. Sunny side up, try to keep it cool, bending all the rules, bending all the rules. It gets colder, but I hate being cruel. I can't be cruel to you. Even if you got something left to lose, even if there is something left for you to prove, I got bad taste of hanging around you. I'm so sorry about the bitter end. I'm so sorry if I misbehave. In the middle we got tangled up, but in the aftermath of us, I don't regret that much. I don't regret that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. In the aftermath of us, ooh, ooh, ooh. Baby, I got no excuses. I got nothing left to say. Didn't wanna stand up useless, but in the aftermath of us, I'm so sorry about the bitter end. Bitter end. I'm so sorry if I misbehave. If I misbehave. In the middle we got tangled up, but in the aftermath of us, I don't regret that much. Don't regret that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. In the aftermath of us, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah. Shawty, don't move that way. Don't move that way. Don't move that way. What are we doing? Yeah. Shawty, don't move that way. Don't move that way. Don't move that way. What are we doing? Yeah. I could've sworn I had a bad one. You couldn't tell me nothing, boy, I had one. Now I got you like a bandit. Know well enough I could've had it. All these things that we're facing now I haven't. Going in and out like a hazard. Told you everything we want, we have it. Just say the word, just say the word, just say the word, yeah. Then we like, oh yeah. Then we hit the, oh yeah. Girl, the same fly, the skin fly, I'm still the same guy, yeah. Shawty, don't move that way. Don't move that way. Don't move that way. What are we doing? Yeah. Shawty, don't move that way. Don't move that way. Don't move that way. What are we doing? Yeah. I could've sworn I had a bad one. We ain't talking shoulda, coulda, would one. Life ain't the same since the marriage. Parking all my horses in a carriage. Now this life that we're making now a habit. Won't leave you lonely or abandoned. Told you everything we want, we have it. Just say the word, just say the word, just say the word, yeah, yeah. Then we hit the, oh yeah. Then we hit the, oh yeah. Girl, the same fly, the skin fly, I'm still the same guy, yeah. Shawty, don't move that way. Don't move that way. Don't move that way. What are we doing? Yeah. Shawty, don't move that way. Don't move that way. Don't don't move that way. What are we doing? Yeah.
Fool me once, fool me twice. When you're hiding things, might as well be lies. Can you ever get it right? How long will I let this shit fly? Hit up my girls, pull up, I'm outside, waiting by the curb. Too upset to drive, you getting on my nerves. We gon' get lit on this ride. I look too damn good to fight. Don't expect me to come home tonight.
After like what, 6 months, I'm back.
I ain't coming, don't wait up. Can't ignore my intuition, baby. I know you're typing every game you try to play. You know you could get replaced, ayy. Cause I won't track around, no dead weight. Hit up my girls, pull up, I'm outside, waiting by the curb. Too upset to drive, you getting on my nerves. So we gon' get lit on this ride. I look too damn good tonight, and I just wanna have a good time. Don't worry about me, see you in the morning. But you never thought that I would leave. Think I had about enough. I mean, hold up, you could call me on my bluff. I ain't coming, don't wait up. You won't miss this body. Too late, oh I'm sorry. That you never thought that I would leave. Had about enough. Hold up, call me on my bluff. I ain't coming, don't wait up. I ain't coming, don't wait up. Trying to get you to wake up. I ain't coming, don't wait up. Gonna lead a drama, cause I'm too grown. Let you deal with that alone. I'ma get back when I do, don't call my phone. And don't leave the lights on for me. Don't worry about me, see you in the morning. But you never thought that I would leave. Think I had about enough. I mean, hold up, you could call me on my bluff. I ain't coming, don't wait up. You won't miss this body. Too late, oh I'm sorry. That you never thought that I would leave. Had about enough. Hold up, call me on my bluff. I ain't coming, don't wait up. Wait up. Wait up. Why you texting, you still wanna lay up? Nope, no thanks. I ain't coming, don't wait up.
I haven't seen you in a long time. Almost been a year since you broke my heart and tore me apart. Oh, yeah. I've been working on myself, trying to move on. Hooking up with someone else, trying to forget and get you out of my head. No, I deleted all your messages, cause it only reminds me of the past. But you're still drunk texting me when you're lonely. I don't know why you keep calling me on my phone. Thought I was clear, I'm not your friend, I'm not the only. You think I'm the same, but you don't even know me. So I don't know why you keep calling me. What makes you think I would go back? Why would I wanna try again. You're not listening. No, you keep saying you'll change, but we both know people don't change it. It's time to let me go. Why won't you leave me alone? I deleted all your messages, cause it only reminds me of the past. But you're still drunk texting me when you're lonely. I don't know why you keep calling me on my phone. Thought I was clear, I'm not your friend, I'm not the old me. You think I'm the same, but you don't even know me. So I don't know why you keep calling me. I deleted all your messages, cause it only reminds me of the past. But you're still drunk texting me when you're lonely. I don't know why you keep calling me on my phone. Thought I was clear, I'm not your friend, I'm not the only. You think I'm the same, but you don't even know me. So I don't know why you keep calling me.
I've been working overtime like crazy, just to show you how I really feel. Haven't had a single day of duty.
Mic check 1 2.
Just to show you that my love is real. Do you even care when I stay? Oh baby, can you even tell I'm under your spell? Oh baby, I just wanna take another look at you, so our eyes can finally meet. I just wanna take another look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you, cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take another look at you. Will you let me? Oh, I hope that someday you will notice every little thing I do for you. Like the time I went to buy you flowers, cause you said your favorite one is blue. Do you even care when I stay? Oh baby, can you even tell I'm under your spell? Oh baby, I just wanna take another look at you, so our eyes can finally meet. I just wanna take another look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you, cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take another look at you. Will you let me? I just wanna take another look at you, so our eyes can finally meet. I just wanna take another look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you, cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take another look at you. Will you let me?
Mic check 1 2.
Unless we blow up your sales.
Hold on, y'all. I'm getting my stuff together here.
getting it all together. Haven't done this in a long time. How long it's been since I've gone live, man? It's been like, what, 4 months? Something like 4 months. I've been pushing this show for 4 months. Certainly throughout the entire summertime. Mic check, the levels are good? Yeah, the levels are good. Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! Sound effects is cool, is Gucci. But I gotta find. Hold on. Should be live on TikTok, but I gotta see. I gotta watch my own feed, so give me a second, y'all. There's a way to do this. Man, doing YouTube is like, it's not like riding a bike. You got to doing YouTube is like going to the gym. If you don't go to the gym consistently, you lose your muscle mass. You get fat and sloppy, you get weak. You have to go to the gym. If you're super dedicated, almost every day, 4 times a week at least. But imagine somebody that goes hard at the gym and then they don't go back for a week. They feel like shit the next week. That's what YouTube is like, man. Not going live on YouTube when I'm supposed to. It looked like they didn't close up the loophole that I had to be able to see myself go live. Oh, wait a minute. Damn. TikTok has gotten smart. I can't even. So I got to switch to a different account. What up, Fishing? What up, nephew? See, I know I'm live on TikTok because I see my nephew. My nephew is saying, "You are live, sir. You are live." See, I got the computer version because, I got TikTok Studio. So it's running on a computer. I can see all the computer stuff, but I can't see myself. I need to see myself. And there was a way I was able to do this, but they have taken the ability away. Damn TikTok. Them suckers. There was a way. Or you know what? Maybe it was, found it. All right, let me see. You know why? It's because I haven't gone live on TikTok in so long, I had to scroll forever. You know why? It's because I haven't gone live on TikTok in so long, I had to scroll forever. The audio sounds perfect. So now I can see myself on TikTok. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of High Value Shan, where not only Shan a high value man, so is the content. Appreciate you guys being here. It's been a long time since I've gone live on YouTube. I am not giving up my YouTube channel. I will talk forever. I'm feeling a little under the weather. Just a runny nose and a headache. No COVID. Not even a common cold. Just feeling bad. That happens every once in a while. For me, it happens on average once every year and a half, maybe once a year, once every year and a half, and it's just that time. It's raining. It was raining out here in LA yesterday. Pouring, cats and dogs, and then today it was hot, and then the day before yesterday, it was hot. So weather fluctuations like that. I'm not feeling that. I got some stuff from my mom because I flew out to Texas to go meet my mom. So we hung out and went out there to do some business. And she was out there for her conference, and she gave me some stuff. And this here is Ambrosia So Real, the Fortress, Proverbs 18:10. So this has alkaline water, red hibiscus flower, chlorophyll, organic cane sugar, ginger, turmeric, galangal, spirulina, elderberry, Mullerin, Echinacea, Alcarlara, Rose Hip, Lemon Basin, Thyme, Sage, Golden Seal, Organic Agave, Indian Powder, Wheatgrass, Chlorella, Hemp, Alfalfa, Mornings, Kelp, Sour Sop, Blackened Seed, and Sea Moss. All in this bottle. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff to have in one drink. I don't know what it's gonna taste like. I'm assuming it's gonna taste decent. But it's called the Fortress, which I think is supposed to help me feel better. Oh shit. Didn't know that it was carbonated. Calm down. Calm down. I'm glad you guys are here. We're going to talk about what is gaslight. What is it to gaslight today? So I'm going to be changing the format of my podcast. One, I'm going to get rid of the 15-minute intro. The algorithm at YouTube is changing, and there's some things that you want to do if you want to succeed on YouTube, and I really don't follow. I'm following the old way. What I'm doing on my show is what we were doing on YouTube 4 years ago, 3 years ago. It doesn't work today, but I just haven't kept up with the latest and the greatest. And so I was watching some shows over this past weekend, and they were explaining the things that people need to do. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm way out of touch. So I got to get rid of the intro. And you know what? Whoa, can you hear that? This stuff is in here sizzling. This is sizzling, man. What kind of potion is this? My mom gave it to me, so I'm good. In life, every time I ignored my mom, I regretted it later. It doesn't matter what it is. In money, she's guided me to do certain business transactions that I ignored. And I'm talking over 30 years. I remember she instructed me to do some business in 1999. I was in college. I was like 26, 27 years old. Had some money, and she told me to do something, and I didn't do it. I went out and bought a car. I think I bought a Lexus. Didn't do it. Regret. My mom, every time my mom tells me to do something and I don't do it, I find myself regretting it in the long run. So, yikes. This feel like it's cooking in my body. Okay. What up, Gibbs? What up, Rashay? What up, JT? What up, Calvin? What up, Matt? Oh, did I read that wrong? I may have read that wrong. Anyways, I'm glad you guys are here. We're going to talk about, I was telling you guys what I'm changing. One, I'm not going to be teaching too much on YouTube. What up, Chaos? My man Chaos is in the house. Chaos Rain. I'm not going to be teaching too much over here. I'm getting rid of the 15-minute intro because YouTube is now, and Chaos, this is good for you. Chaos, you probably already know this. You got 30 seconds. I got to tell Obsidian this too, Chaos. The new update on the YouTube algorithm. For the algorithm, there's the thumbnail, there's the subject, and then there's the video itself, right? The subjects need to sound like news articles. So, you go to YouTube, you go to Google and you type something like, or even if you go to like the Wall Street Journal, or you go to New York Times, or you go to, Washington Post, whatever it is, the Daily News. News article style titles for videos is good for that. It's good for the algorithm because, of course, Google is using Gemini and AI to decide who to push and who not to push in terms of what do you call it? Exposure. So your YouTube videos need to have titles that not mirror, but give the feeling of, it's the essence of a news article. So that's a new thing, right? No yelling, no exclamation points, no caps and all of that. It has to sound like a news article. That's number one. Number two, the thumbnails. There's this thing called the big three. I forget what it is. It's big words, big picture, but few words, like 3 to 6. So not no big long, description in the thumbnail. The thumbnail, if you're gonna have words in your thumbnail, it needs to be something quick, 6 words max. Do not put the description of your video in the thumbnail. Learn that. That's new. The other thing is the video itself. You got 30 seconds. It's unofficial. They haven't said. You got 30 seconds. It's a shark. They're using the Hollywood shark bite technique. You got 30 seconds to say something jazzy for Gemini, the AI, the Google AI, to say, okay, this is probably going to be good. So if you start your video and you got like music playing, or you playing trailers, or you doing all this extra shit, you screwing yourself. Gemini is going to say, okay, this is just, this is the same thing as the last 15, 25, 50 videos they have. The intro is identical to all of them. You got to go in, and as soon as you hit the start button, or as soon as you go live, or as soon as you get started, 30 seconds to talk about the topic. Like when I first started this video, I should have been like, okay, guys, we are talking about what it is to gaslight, because I'm going to teach you what it means to gaslight, show you the difference between gaslighting, because there's 2 versions. I should have just went straight into that in the first 30 seconds. And then later on, after maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, then I could have just gave a whole bunch of, gibberish and just talked about random shit and then gone into the show. But the first 30 seconds, Gemini is listening to make sure that we are on topic with what is written in the description of the video. These are things that I learned. And if you get these 3 things right, you get pushed to new viewers. That's the key. That's the key. Another thing, having a whole lot of followers don't matter because the way YouTube's algorithm is working now is you could have somebody that just joined YouTube last week with just 20 videos, and they'll fuck around and have a video hit 1 million views because it hit all the right, the metrics were all correct. Excuse my voice because I'm sick. What up, MBT? Yeah, I'm not on Lapeef anymore. I mean, that's my guys. JR's my nigga. Them is my guys. We talk in the back chat, but I'm not on the show anymore. Shout out to my man JR and Lapeef in the Lapeef network. But yeah, so you can have somebody who has 1 million followers and their videos is only getting 3,000 views, which doesn't make any sense, right? Then you can have somebody with only 300 subscribers on YouTube and they got videos with millions of views. So I got to switch up the way I'm going to do my YouTube. I'm killing the intro. I'm killing the 15-minute in. I'm going to talk. I'm going to hit the topic right. I'm going to change my thumbnails. I'm going to do a few changes. And then I don't want to teach anymore. You know why? It's because people are asking me to do seminars, webinars. My man Theo and my man Obsidian is doing webinars over at the blackmanosphere.com website. I'm going to be joining them. And then people in the SR Army, as you guys can see up here, people in the SR Army. What up, Sir Hale? My man Sir Hale is in the house. Hoo-ah! People in the SR Army, they're asking me to do e-courses. So most of the stuff that I talk about on my YouTube channel is educational. I'm kind of like showing somebody something or reminding somebody or teaching somebody about stuff. I do talk about relationships and entrepreneurship, but I'm gonna stop teaching and more just shoot the shit. Like, for instance, my man Sir Hale and my man Chaos Rain, I'm going to just go live and bring them up. And we're going to just talk about what the fuck ever, man. Latest and greatest. We're going to talk about current events, stuff like that. You know what I will do, though? I think I am going to start doing, I'm going to start reading articles like my man over at Better Bachelor. I'm going to start reading articles and keeping people up and giving you my thoughts on current events. Not so much teaching. I'm gonna leave the teaching to the webinars and the e-courses. And not tonight I'm gonna teach. I'm gonna talk about gaslighting, but this should have been a webinar. You know, what is gaslighting? I should have made this a webinar. You know, because a lot of people don't understand what gaslighting is. They use the term, but they don't really know what it means. So a few things is gonna be switching up on YouTube. Not to mention, it takes forever to set up a show. And I don't got that kind of time. Damn, this shit is good. I don't have the time to set up a show. It takes a lot to set up a YouTube show. And I don't want to do that. I need it to be simple, man. I don't want to doing the research and coming up with and creating the layout and the PowerPoint presentation. I don't want to do all of that. So I'm going to be changing some stuff up. Hey, Miss Mika. Hey, Miss Mika, it's good to have you here. Thanks, MBT. Appreciate the heart. Oh, I got some hearts coming over here at TikTok. Shout out to my people at TikTok. Appreciate you guys. But tonight we're going to talk about gaslighting. If you guys are watching over on TikTok, you may want to come over to YouTube because that's where the slides are going to be. That's where the text and the writing is going to be. I prepared the show like 6 months ago, like February, something like that, long time ago. And I just been kicking the can down the road. I kind of forgot what the fuck I'm about to teach y'all. So I'll be learning as we go together. But a lot of people use that term gaslight. Oh, you gaslight me. Don't know what they're talking about. They're using it incorrectly. So I'm going to break it down. And if you guys ever get into an argument with somebody, a discussion, a debate, and you got people out there just throwing out gaslighting, refer back to this video so you can and use it as a refresher course. So make sure that you're using the term gaslighting and other things. I'm going to talk about projecting. You know, people project. You know, I'm going to talk about a few things so you guys are making sure that your argument is solid. There's nothing worse than being loud and wrong. There's nothing worse than you being loud and wrong. You don't want to be loud and wrong. And I'm talking, you know, I'm a male advocate. Gentlemen, you don't want to be out there fighting with your woman, fighting with your wife, fighting with your girlfriend, and you just acting like you know what the fuck you talking about, and you just all wrong. All your terminology is wrong. Your vocabulary is off. You're using words that are not in context with the discussion. You're contextually off. So it's important that you guys make sure that you understand what gaslighting is and all the other stuff. That's good. All right, without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. I appreciate you guys being here. Shout out to everybody at TikTok. Shout out to everybody at YouTube. And then, see, let me show you guys all my setup that I was going to do. Boom. This is the intro. This is the Shannism intro. And I'm going to use this when I switch to the breaking news. And then it's going to switch over here to check this out. It's going to show you this. Tees and hoodie, that's some shit. I may keep it. I'll make it real. And then from here, I'm gonna stop it short. I'm gonna stop it short because it switches over to a web browser, and then we talk about the article. So I'm gonna be using that in the new format for my shows over here at YouTube. Sorry, TikTok, you guys wasn't able to see it. Nevertheless, let's get into this, you guys. Let's get into this. Hey, Rose, glad you're here. What up, No Captivity? Appreciate you being here. Can I see you guys on my app? Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, cool. What is gaslighting? There's two types of gaslighting. Direct and indirect. Where we at? Hold on 1 second. Why is this not super big? Hold on. See, my notes ain't even ready, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All my notes are supposed to be ready to go. I am unprepared. This is unprofessional. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is gaslighting? There's two types of gaslighting. We're going to talk about it. There's direct and indirect. Gaslighting is deliberate manipulation to make somebody doubt their reality. That's what gaslighting actually is. Stop gaslighting me, you hear somebody say. Did you use that properly? Did you use that term correctly? When you hear somebody say, stop gaslighting. Gaslighting is when you're trying to manipulate somebody into thinking deja vu on something that actually happened. You're trying to manipulate somebody into their reality. I saw you. I'm aging myself. I'm 53, so you guys probably don't remember Eddie Murphy. It was either Raw or Delirious. I'm not sure which one of the shows, but he was like, I saw you. He was like arguing. He was doing a stand-up bit, and he was talking about, you know, what you do when you got money. He said, when you got money, you kind of don't give a fuck about your. You be like, just get your shit and go. I ain't worried about you. I get another woman. That's how you feel. You got to watch the show. But he was basically saying he introduced gaslighting way back in the 80s, Eddie Murphy, in the stand-up, because he said, get your shit and go. And then she was like, I saw you. You cheated on me. You was fucking her. He was saying, wasn't me. He said, what are you talking about? It wasn't you. I looked dead in your face. I saw the video. I saw the photos. I saw it was you. It wasn't me. Are you crazy? I saw you. Wasn't me. And then at the end, Eddie Murphy, the girl goes, maybe it wasn't you. That's gaslighting. Gaslighting is the deliberate manipulation to make someone doubt their reality, often to protect the gaslighter's ego or agenda. About 15% of people in relationships report that they experience this. Direct gaslighting, remember there's two types, direct and indirect. So let's talk about direct gaslighting. Direct gaslighting is when you're denying events despite clear evidence, as I just explained to you what Eddie Murphy was doing. She saw the video. You know, R. Kelly. You know, a lot of people didn't. Back in the day, he had this video that, you know, got in trouble messing with young women, and showed him urinating on this little young girl, and everybody saw the video, and Eddie Murphy was like, wasn't me. And people like, what are you talking about, man? We see the video, but the video was blurry. It was low quality. It's like camcorder shit from the 90s. R. Kelly was like, it wasn't me. Everybody's like, that's you. I don't know who that is, not me. That's right. See, I told you I wrote that in here. Eddie Murphy stand-up, it wasn't me, despite the video. Or R. Kelly denying his actions despite the footage. If you ever got receipts and they still say it didn't happen, that's direct gaslighting. I wrote this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I just wrote it so long ago that I forgot that I wrote in here what I just talked to you about. I didn't go over this before I started the show. Nevertheless, that's funny. Denying events despite clear evidence. I saw you do it. What are you talking about? Maybe you arguing with your girl. Maybe she's telling you that you pissed on the toilet and you just say it wasn't me. Maybe you cleaned it up. And then and then you guys get home together, and then she's like, I saw piss on the toilet. You be like, what? No piss on the toilet. What are you talking about? That toilet clean. And she's like, no, I saw you. You always peeing on the toilet seat. You always peeing on the toilet seat. You need to clean that up, and you didn't clean it up. And it was nasty this morning. It's crystal clean now because you cleaned it up, right? But you tell her, I don't know, baby, you tripping. This toilet been clean for days. I didn't clean that toilet seat. That's direct gaslighting. Now, indirect gaslighting is shifting blame to avoid accountability. Does anybody know anybody that do that? Does anybody know anybody who shifts blame to avoid accountability? Often with unrelated accusations. It ain't got nothing to do with what they talking about. What they say? What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? Nothing. Unrelated accusations. Example, you call someone out for not doing chores. They tell you, well, you forgot the peanut butter last week when you went shopping. Like, wait a minute, I'm telling you that you didn't sweep the floor like you said you would. And you talking about that I forgot to buy peanut butter that was on the shopping list when I went to the grocery store last week. What the fuck does me not or forgetting or failing to bring home peanut butter have to do with you failing to sweep the floor? How many people are watching this video can think about somebody that you addressed an issue with them, and in order for them to avoid taking accountability for what you brought up and addressed to them, they start talking about shit that you did that's unrelated to what you just brought up? Is there any particular demographic that does that more than others? Who always talks about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with what you're talking about right now? Who deflects to talking about something that has nothing to do with what you're bringing up? That is indirect gaslighting. Now, what is not gaslighting, ladies and gentlemen? What is not gaslighting is genuine disagreements where both believe that their versions, where both believe their versions. It's genuine. They're not doing it to, give you no hocus pocus. They're not trying to spin you up. They're not trying to manipulate you. They're not trying to throw a whole lot of information on and put a whole bunch of info in your mind to kind of trip you up. No, they really believe what they're saying. They both believe their versions unless one rejects objective proof. Now, if somebody says, like, what are you talking about? I just played back the Ring video. The Ring camera showed that you left the windows down in the car and it rained last night. You left the windows down in the car last night, or you left the trunk open all night long and somebody came and stole my laptop. And I showed you the Ring video. I showed you our home security video, and it showed that you just forgot. And now you talking shit about something that I did, or you bringing up something else. Instead of you saying, damn, I can't believe I did that. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I can't believe I made such a mistake like that. What was I thinking? Oops, my bad. I'm sorry. No, you don't get that response. They start talking about some other shit that you did so they can feel better about themselves, because a lot of people, misery loves company. Misery does not want to be by itself. Misery does not want to be by itself. Nobody that's wrong want to be wrong all alone. So if there's some objective proof, text, videos, statistics, it's on, then and they take accountability for it, even though they really believe that they didn't leave the trunk open or the windows down. They really believe that they didn't do that until you showed them the proof. And when you showed them the proof, they said, damn, my bad. They didn't add anything. They didn't deflect. They didn't start talking about you. They didn't tell you what you do wrong. They didn't bring up some shit that you messed up. They didn't say, well, what about when you did it? They didn't do anything like that. They just took accountability. That is not gaslighting. Can you think of a time that someone denied something that you knew happened? Can you think of a time that someone denied something that you knew happened? Was it direct, or were they deflecting blame to trip you up? It's just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. Gaslighting is when somebody is trying to make you think that some shit didn't happen when it did. That's all it is. That don't try to create, don't redefine the word. Don't make it, don't use it because it sounds good while you arguing. Are they trying to make you feel like something didn't happen that you know did? If they are, they're gaslighting you. If somebody is calling you on your bullshit and you don't like it, that's not gaslighting. Especially if you did some bullshit. If you're wrong about something, you shouldn't try to convince them how right you are, or try to justify the bullshit, or try to say, no, I did that because, well, you know, it was because these people did. No, man, you were wrong. You were wrong through and through. It doesn't matter what they did. And don't talk about how they reacted to your bullshit, because, you know, a lot of people like to do that too. A lot of people like to talk about the effect, and they want to skip the cause. Everything is cause and effect, but a lot of people want to skip the cause. They want to skip the reason why. They want to skip the catalyst. They want to skip what set it off. They want to go straight to the response. You know, gaslighting, you know, a version of gaslighting is somebody being so calm and acting like some shit didn't happen that you know it happened. And then when you start thinking that you're going crazy, like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, I know that you did. Like, what are you talking about? I just saw you left your dirty drawers, like, whatever it is. And they're just trying to be calm. And then when you explode, they then point at you talking about, look at how you're acting. Look at how you're responding. Look at how you are talking to me. Look at how you are yelling right now. And then they talk about that. They tell you how violent you are, or how, you know, emotionally unstable you are. Even though they triggered you because they gaslit you into believing that something that happened didn't. That's what that. You want to get into the term narcissist? I did that on a different show. Man, this stuff is good. I'm gonna have to get some orders or have my mom order some of this stuff from Texas. Man. So that is what gaslighting is, ladies and gentlemen. Gaslighting is when somebody's trying to convince you that something that happened didn't happen. Direct gaslighting is when there's, despite clear evidence, this is direct gaslighting because there's two versions, direct and indirect. Despite clear evidence, you got receipts, you got text messages, you got video, you got eyewitnesses. They make it seem like the shit didn't happen. Just doesn't matter that you got a fucking video of it, or you got the text message transcript, that you found it in the trash. They thought they deleted it, and you found it in the trash that they didn't know there was trash there. And then they try to play like you tripping still. And then indirect gaslighting, of course, is when they're shifting blame to avoid the accountability. When they tell you about something, it's obvious that they fucked up, but then they start talking about some shit that you did. So they don't have to be wrong all along. They want you to join them. All right. Now, let me explain something to you guys. A lot of people use the word hypocrisy. You know, you're a hypocrite. They use deflection and they use gaslighting. I'm going to explain to you guys the difference between them. Hold on, guys. That's the LA Unified School District calling. Giving me updates. Gaslighting versus hypocrisy versus deflection. What's the difference between the three? I want you to know this too. It's important that when you get into a discussion, a disagreement, an argument with somebody, that you know the difference between gaslighting, hypocrisy, and deflection. Gaslighting is the worst of the three. Gaslighting is the worst of the three. Gaslighting, deflection, and hypocrisy. Gaslighting is when somebody is intentionally distorting reality, as we just explained. They're lying or they're destroying evidence. They try to delete the text messages. They try to empty the trash. They try to delete the Gmail. Right? They tried to take the video down. They tried to remove the likes and the comments that they put on somebody's shit. They tried to get rid of the DMs and then tell you that they never did it. Gaslighting undermines the truth itself. You never said that, but the text message says that you said that. And they tried to get rid of the text message, then turn around and still tell you that you didn't say that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is gaslighting. Please use that word accurately the next time you use it. Somebody is trying to distort reality. Somebody is trying to modify reality and tell you that you tripping. You just sleepy. You need some rest. What are you talking about? You need to get some rest. You need a therapist. You need therapy, because what is wrong with you? Oh my God, are you like this with every relationship? Yeah, you know what I noticed? That this is how you are with every, like, you know, this is why you can't keep relationships. Look at what you do. They're clearly fucking wrong about whatever it is. But gaslighting is the worst of the three. Now, deflection, ladies and gentlemen, is when avoiding accountability by redirecting focus. Oh, you telling me that, you know, even though you vacuum the floor and you mop the kitchen, and I tracked mud and snow from my work boots in the house, and then you get mad at me because I tracked mud and snow and sleet and junk in the house, on the carpet and on the floor. When you tell me about it, I start telling you about what you did. I say, well, look what you did to the car. Well, you know, well, how about last week when you did? That's deflection, ladies and gentlemen. You're upset that I lied? Well, you're not perfect. Deflectors, they dodge proof. They dodge statistics. Oh my God. Stats and data. Stats and data. Look, fishing. He's like, yo, women, straight up. There's people that hate stats and data. They don't want to hear no statistics. They don't care nothing about no statistics. They are the most educated. Like, no, I think the Asian women, some people do not give a damn what the stats say. They only care about their anecdotal experiences or what they feel. And when you give them the statistics, you say, okay, well, this is what you know, in 2024, this is what it was. This is where, you know, women were, men were. This is how black people were, white people were. This is what the crime stats were, or this is what the Democrats and the Republicans. Doesn't matter, whatever it is. This is what happened. You know, this is how many hostages was released under this presidency versus that presidency, and this is how many wars was waged under this administration versus that administration. Whatever it is. You give them the stats and the data, they start talking about some other shit. Oh yeah, but what about Hillary's emails? Oh, but what about those felons? What about the felon? He 34 count. What about the felonies? Like, wait, what? Oh, you know, I thought your 401k was gonna be wiped out. Remember earlier this year, everybody's 401k was supposed to go bye-bye. Now the 401ks are doing fucking fantastic. You don't hear anybody say anything about it. Trump, look what he's doing to the eggs is cheaper than they were now today. Remember, you couldn't buy a carton of eggs. You go to the grocery store, man, it was the manager wrote a sign in the eggs department, and there was nothing in there but yolk and a mess. Everybody bought all the eggs. You couldn't get no eggs. And they were like $12 a dozen. It's like $1 an egg. Now, eggs is $4.99. Gas prices. You know, even though you bring stats and data, they talk about something else. Yeah, but what about this? I get it. I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, but that's what you were arguing. And that's what I'm talking about right now. Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that because then I'd have to say you're right. And a lot of people, saying that you're right and that they're wrong. Good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck in convincing somebody to say my bad. Good luck at somebody saying I was wrong. You got it. And then there's hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is calling out behavior you also do. It's less severe if acknowledged, of course. If they deny their faults, it's gaslighting. A hypocrite says, you're late. You got here late. We were supposed to be here at 8 o'clock. You got here at 8:15. You're late. You're always late. A gaslighter would say, what are you talking about? I'm never late. Despite evidence of showing, you can show them the time clock, or you can show them that no, I'm never late. Or, let me give you a better example. Why are you late? We were supposed to be here at 8 o'clock. You didn't get here until 8:15. And then you look and find out that they got there at 8:10. They late too. They're not as late as you are, but they are also late, and they're going off on you, talking about your bad behavior and being late to an event or to work or to school or whatever it is. And then they're late themselves. Everybody was supposed to be there at 8 o'clock, but they didn't get there until 8:10, but you got there at 8:15. And so the person that's also late is telling you about your bad behavior and being late. Like, how dare you? Like, the hypocrisy. How many of you guys know somebody that's like that? How do you tell somebody that you're always late and your ass got here late too? When you want to call somebody out, and this is a tip. I remember when I wrote this part. When you want to call somebody out without gaslighting, you want to, you have to use specific examples. Own your fuck up. You have to own your if you want to call somebody else out on bad behavior before you call, I think I learned this in the military when I was going through PLDC, which is Primary Leadership and Development course, but you had to do that before you could take charge of a platoon, before you became a sergeant. If you are going to call out bad soldiers' behavior, call your shit out first. Hey, listen, man, I fuck up all the time, bro. Listen, it's hard for me to make formation at 6 a.m. It's hard for me. I drink too. And sometimes I drink too much. But, bruh, you're drinking way too. You got to call out your own shit. You're upset I forgot about our plans, but you canceled last week. Let's both do better. I forgot about our plans. I did. But you canceled last week. We need to both do better. But if you say shit like, you always mess up, or they say you always mess up when you tell them that, let's both do better, that's deflection. Example, here's a scenario. Lisa accuses Tom of ignoring her text. You know, women want you to text back, man. You know, if you send a woman is like, you know, I need to, why did it take you? I know your phone is always in your hand. Your phone is always in your hand. You go to the bathroom, your phone is in your hand. You go to bed, your phone is next to you. You're in the car, your phone. You're cooking in the kitchen, your phone is there. You watching TV in the living room. You always have your phone. Lisa is mad that Tom is ignoring her text. So he shows screenshots. She says, that's not what I meant. She's gaslighting. He's like, what are you talking about? You never sent me a text. Lisa is upset that Tom is always ignoring her text, and Tom shows Lisa that her cheap ass Android didn't send the text message. That's why he's been telling her to get an iPhone. Get an iPhone, we won't have this problem. Your iMessage will always come through, but if you got that cheap ass Android, that old Android, I never got a fucking text message, and he's showing it to you. He's showing her that when she says that's not what I'm talking about, that's gaslighting. If she says something like, you ignored me last month, that's deflection. What? So you talking about some shit that happened last month? If she admits it, I've done it too, it's hypocrisy, because she ignores your text. She ignores your text. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important that you own your problems before you call out somebody on this shit. Before you blame your girl, fellas, about some shit that you want sex and she's not doing it. Has she told you what you're not doing in bed that makes her not excited to even have sex? And when she told you the last time or the time before that or the last few times when you guys had sex, or maybe after you had sex, or y'all was whatever, how the fuck, you promised to do better. Fellas, you promised to do better. And then the next time you guys did have sex, you didn't do anything better. Wait, what? MC? What up, MC? You told your woman that you would do better when you didn't do a certain thing in bed. You were supposed to do that little thing she liked. She told you that she likes that. That's what gets her in the mood. That's what, that's what relaxes her or whatever. That helps her mentally to be able to get there. And you stop doing it. You used to do it back in the day when y'all were dating, but now that you guys are in a committed relationship, you all of a sudden, somehow the sex changed. 2 years ago, you used to do it all the time without asking. Now, all of a sudden, you don't do it anymore. And so she tells you about it, fellas. And then you're like, damn, okay, cool. I got you. I'm going to start doing that. The very next time, and the next 3 times you had sex, you didn't do it again. You didn't do it. You just ignored what the fuck. You just said, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. So now she doesn't want to have sex as often as you'd like. Maybe she doesn't want to have sex as often as you like. And so now you mad at her because she don't want to give it to you. And then she tells you about what you were supposed to do. And you say, we didn't have that conversation. You are gaslighting, gentlemen. What are you talking about? I don't know. I don't remember that. I never even did that. And she's like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? You don't remember us having that conversation in the shower? After what? No, I ain't never said I was going to do that. Gentlemen, it's important that if you want to complain to your woman about the fact that she's not having sex with you as often as you like, that you admit, that you confess that you failed to do what you were supposed to do. You may not even want to blame her. You may not even want to bring it up. But, you know, people are people. Egos, you know, people think that they can get away with shit. People are selfish. And so, you know, you're going to say what you want and you mad that she's not giving you no nookie. And you know that you're supposed to do that thing that she like, and you haven't done it the last 3 times because 4 times ago, 5 times ago, she told you that's what is necessary because 2 years ago, that's what you used to always do. And you know you don't do it. You may not, if you're an honest brother, if you're an honest man, then you may not even complain to her about the fact that she's not giving you no nookie. You would do what you need to do, or you would do what you said you was gonna do. That's just an example. That's just an example. Now, before we go, I'm gonna give you guys some game on why women are often gaslighters. You know, I like to talk to my men. You know, ladies, you can pay attention to this. Ladies watching the show, I want you to listen to what I have to say because you can learn from this. Gentlemen, this is for you so you can understand why women are often gaslighters. Why they avoid accountability. Women's tendency, women may gaslight more by creating narratives that protect their ego because it's fragile. They will rewrite events to fit their story. Fellas, come on. Gentlemen, do you know women who will rewrite a story so it makes sense? Like, just change the whole fucking script. Like, eliminate scenes and add props and put in new locations, add a few new characters and remove some characters that was there. They will rewrite the movie. Oh, he didn't cheat. He just flirted. Oh, that's what it was? Despite the evidence of them getting caught on camera kissing, he was just flirting. Studies show that women use emotional reasoning more, 60% versus 40% for men during conflict. Women use emotions because, you know, there are women. Women are emotional beings. Men tend to accept consequences, whatever it is, what it is, rather than deny reality, making them less likely to gaslight. Men don't typically gaslight. They won't rewrite reality like women will. They won't, excuse me. Men typically don't rewrite the story or tell you that you tripping or tell you that some shit didn't really happen or what are you talking about? Like, have you ever been in an argument with somebody? Or fellas, I'm talking to you. Have you ever been in an argument with somebody? You say, I'm literally gaslighting right now. Relax, bro. It's always a panderer simping. They always show up at TikTok too. What up? Oh, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. He said, ain't nobody here because they ain't saying nothing real. No, ain't nobody here because I haven't gone live in 6 months. This is my first time. But you just got here, so you don't know what you're talking about. Or you could go. You can go. But I'm not on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. Anyways, why am I explaining it? The point is this, right? It's always the simp and the panderers that's saying, you know, no, but women don't know. He didn't even listen to nothing else I said 45 minutes ago. Didn't listen to nothing. Go back and watch the replay. So guys, women will rewrite the story to appease their ego. But men, the problem with men is they won't rewrite it. They'll accept the consequences, but they're very cavalier about it. Like they don't give a fuck. Men typically don't give a fuck. And that's not cool either. Men is like, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's that's how I am. How many ladies? Question. I know we're talking about the women, but ladies, I want to ask you: how many men are out there? How many men have you dealt with where he's just like, well, that's just how I am? I used to be that guy. I used to get really upset. I had anger issues, especially when I got out of the military after my combat tours. And I would say, when I would get really upset, I would say that's what protected me and kept me alive during combat. I would say something. When I think about it now, it's stupid as shit, but that's what I said. I used to say this 20 years ago. Well, that protects me. My anger protects me. It keeps me growing up in here in Los Angeles and in the streets of LA during the gang era. That's what protects me. Men say shit like that. Now, we won't rewrite the story. We'll just say it is what it is. It just, it is what it is. And almost like we don't give a fuck about her feelings. We don't give a fuck about our feelings. We don't give a fuck about what mama say. We don't give a fuck about what the homies say. We don't give a goddamn what our fraternity brothers say. We don't care what unc say. We don't care what grandpa say. We don't give a fuck. Just whatever. It's whatever. It's the whole whatever is a man thing. Whereas women will rewrite the story to appease her ego. Women will rewrite the story to appease her ego. Which one is worse? I can't say one is worse than the other. They're both shitty. Personally, in my personal opinion. I know how it ruined my relationships when I would just be like, man, that's just how I am. I remember saying it just like that too. That's just me. God damn, that's just me, and it feels like it's something that I got from a movie in the 90s. He said, Shannon, did you say if we're the starters in our group or surroundings, I'm in the wrong space to elevate? What? What, MC? Did I say if we're the startest in our group or surroundings, I'm in the wrong space to elevate? MC, you got to rewrite that sentence for me, bro, and write it slow so I can understand it. I'm not sure what it says. Chaos says, don't worry about that one. Oh yeah, I play with him over here at TikTok. Chaos. I got you, bro. He ain't said nothing. This is the Chaos. You know whenever dudes come in and they try to protect women, they start pandering and shit. They come in late, they not listening, they don't know what they have no context, and they hear me talking about women, they put on their cape and they try to save motherfuckers. And then as soon as I start talking about men or I start talking about myself, they shut the fuck up like he did. Oh, damn, he's talking about men too. Now he don't have nothing to say. He ain't protecting men. He ain't wrote one statement in here about men, or the things I just said about men. Not one. He ain't said one thing about what I said for myself. All he wanted to do was cape for women. But then when I turn around and say, damn, men are the dudes that are just like, it is what it is. Because he's not even seeing the chaos. On TikTok, they can't see the PowerPoint that you guys are seeing over here at YouTube, where I wrote on here, men's approach, men to intend to accept consequences. It is what it is, rather than deny reality, making them less likely to gaslight. He doesn't see that. But as soon as I start talking about men, he don't have nothing to say. So that's how panderers. It's a classic way. I'm gonna start. See, I just told you guys I'm gonna change up my YouTube show. I'm gonna stop teaching over here and I'm gonna start doing webinars. But I'm gonna do a webinar on that, Chaos, on how to watch motherfuckers like that. He says I saw it. He ain't saw it, and that's why he ain't said shit. How come you didn't write nothing then? You don't even know the definition of gaslighting. So that tells you that he just got here. He missed the whole show. The whole first 10 minutes was the definition of gaslighting. But he can't see it. All that writing that I broke down what there's two versions of gaslighting, direct and indirect. He heard none of that. I explained and gave examples of what direct gaslighting is and indirect gaslighting. He heard none of that. I used the Eddie Murphy and I used R. Kelly. He heard none of that. He just got here. So, but I like doing this. Chaos, I can ignore him, but I don't want to because I'm teaching through him to other people to show, especially women, the men to avoid. Like men who stand up and try to protect and pander and I got you, babe. Let me talk shit because women need to avoid niggas like that. And so that's why I go hard like that, Chaos, because I want women to say, oh, that's the dude I should fucking avoid because he didn't get none of that. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. And it's really a learning tool for women. MC, what'd you say a few shows ago? MC, you said a few shows ago, bro. I haven't been on YouTube since May. I haven't been on YouTube for like 4 months. I mean, I haven't done a show like 4 months, so I don't remember what I said. The last time I went live, MC, I think was April or May. Tonight's my first live since I think April. So I don't remember what I said, bro. Hit me on the back chat, because you know you part of the SR Army. So hit me in the back chat and explain it to me. We could talk about it there. We could talk about it there. All right, so what I was saying, women like to rewrite history. Men like to not give a fuck about it. They're both a shitty way to do it, man. And if that's you, because I know I'm talking to some of you guys. I know that I'm describing some of you guys. Some people are the kind of people who say, you know, it is what it is, and I don't give a fuck. And then some people are the kind that make you feel like the reality isn't there, which is what gaslighting actually is. Where's my man at? Whatever he says. Which is what gaslighting actually is, when you try to rewrite history to make somebody feel that something didn't actually happen, which is the definition of gaslighting. Oh, he said we could do a show together. Man, please. Why? So I could eat you alive? So I could annihilate you in context? You don't want to do that. You don't want this smoke. So women will gaslight more than men, where men are the kind of guys who just railroad. Which one is worse? They're both fucked up. And they both kill marriages. They both kill relationships. If you're gonna always rewrite history, have you been in a discussion or argument with somebody and they said something 30 seconds later? When I tell you 30 seconds, I'm not exaggerating. You know what? I'll say 1 minute just to be on the safe side. 1 minute later, you bring it up to what they just said 60 seconds ago and they tell you that they never said that. Now, if they truly believe, remember we talked about this in the second slide, if they truly believe that they didn't say it, then that's one thing. And then, I don't know how many of you guys have ever been into a very toxic relationship. I had, me, myself, and I've talked to and counseled people who had to use recorders. You know how your iPhone has a voice recorder? They got to fire up a voice recorder to make sure that they record what was said. And you know what? Here's another thing. Some people's behavior change when the camera's rolling. When the camera is rolling or the audio recorder is recording, a lot of times people are more mindful into the shit that they say out their mouth. And so if they know that they're being recorded, they're gonna be more careful. But have you ever been in an argument with somebody where they just said something and you tell them what they just said and they tell you that they didn't say that? I know most people here have. Well, have you ever been in that situation where you had receipts where either one, there was a witness that was there that heard it as well? Like, no, yeah, you did say that. And they're like, I said that? Now, if you got the kind of person that says, I said, man, whatever, I don't give a fuck about that. They deflect. That's one problem. If you got the kind of person that says, nah, both of y'all tripping, y'all both didn't hear what I was, now they're trying to gaslight both of you guys, problem. If you got somebody who genuinely thought that they didn't say that, but they turn around and say, damn, I did? I can't believe that. I have no recollection of what I just said. I cannot believe that I said that. I am tripping. I need help, or I need to slow down. And they take accountability for it because you produce receipts. You showed the text message. You showed the DM. You showed the video. You showed the Ring camera video like we talked about in segment 1. You showed proof that they did a certain thing. What were we talking about? Somebody leaving the trunk open all night, or leaving the windows down, and it rained last night, and they don't believe that they did that. They really don't believe that they did that. But when you show them the video that they left the windows down in the car and the interior got wet, they left the sunroof open and the car got wet, they are remorseful. That's not gaslighting. But some people will say, well, yeah, but what about when you left the car open? Gaslighting. Oh, no, well, you know what? I meant to do that. Gaslighting. You know, that kind of thing. Women will rewrite history to appease their ego. Men will do this. Men will say, well, it's my car. I don't give a fuck what I need the insides is dirty anyway. Or ain't nothing in the trunk to be, after you tell them that they left the trunk open all night long, and he tells you that he didn't leave the trunk open all night long. He said, I didn't leave the trunk open all night long. And you say, yes, you did. And you show him proof. He says, I don't give a fuck. Ain't nothing worth it stealing in my trunk anyway. That's his response. If his response is, I don't give a damn that I left the trunk open all night long because there's nothing worth stealing in there, which one is worse? They're both fucked up. Was it always about race? I'm not, you talking to me? You must be talking about somebody else. You must be talking about somebody else. I'm not, was it always about race? Dr. Squatch, break it down for me. What you mean? Accountability is like kryptonite. Gaslighting thrives without accountability. That is where it lives. It's like sugar to diabetes. Gaslighting loves people with no accountability. It thrives on no accountability. Refusing to say, quote, I was wrong, end quote, leads to distorting the truth. If you cannot say, I was wrong, gentlemen, you have to be able to say, I was wrong. I fucked up. My bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. Not a passive aggressive apology. Well, if I hurt your feelings, if I hurt your feelings, if you feel that way, if you feel bad about it, then I guess if you have to be able to say, my bad, I was wrong. Social media and the woke culture reward victimhood over facts, enabling fake narratives. Social media gives people wings that they don't have in real life. These keyboard warriors, social media makes people think that there's something that they're not. And so saying I was wrong, when you bring receipts, when you bring proof, when you show, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and did you guys see that one clip of Charlie Kirk? And he was like, he was having an argument with somebody, and he called him chink. And they tried to take that clip and say that he was using the Asian slur. What are you talking about, you chink? Or what are you talking about, chink? Just to find out that he was arguing with Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks. The man's name was Chink. And they tried to say that he was using the Asian slur. And they cut the video so it sounded like he was using the Asian slur. When everybody brought the receipts of the full video and showed, no, he was arguing with a man named Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, TYT. That's his name. He was calling his name. How many people heard an apology for that? How many people heard an apology for that? How many people said, oh, my bad, I thought that Charlie Kirk was using a racial slur, or an Asian racial slur, chink, when he was actually arguing with a man named Chink? I have yet to hear an apology for that. And that's what social media does. Refusing to say I was wrong leads to distorting the truth. Social media and the woke culture rewards victimhood over facts, enabling fake narratives. And so they'll create this fake narrative that he's using an Asian slur, and he's actually arguing with a man named Chink. And when that truth came out, nobody said, oops, my bad. What they did was indirect gaslighting. They deflected to something else. Oh, he's talking about all black women. Black women aren't intelligent, or whatever the fuck else they pointed to. That is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. If a woman insists that her partner never supported her, ignoring his financial contributions because it doesn't fit her neglected story, a man might just admit it. I dropped the ball. Men tend to accept responsibility because that is instilled in young boys early on. That's what organized sports does as well. You know, if a woman says, my man, my husband, he doesn't support me, even though he paid all the bills and he worked 60 hours a week to make sure that she had the life that she did have. She may have wanted more. You know, a lot of people like to, you know, keep up with the Joneses, and you know, if she has a Toyota and the neighbor has a Mercedes, she's mad that she don't have a Mercedes. You know, a lot of women want to keep up with the Joneses. Got a hard-working husband that's working, but because he doesn't appease to her emotional needs, she feels that she's being neglected. I'm not gonna say most men, but a lot of men will just say, yeah, I dropped the ball, I fucked up. A lot of men will just say, I fucked up. He won't say, well, wait a minute, look, are you kidding me? Do you realize what I go through and what I do on a daily basis every week, months after months after months for the last X years to try to maintain this family? He won't say that. He'll just say, yeah, I screwed up. That's what happens. It happens far too often. So how do you spot and stop gaslighting? And then we'll wrap this up. How long have I been live tonight? Damn, an hour and a half? I'll be thinking in my head, 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, right. How do you spot and stop gaslighting? Where's YouTube, the public offender at 100s? Yeah, they always leave when they hear, oh, damn. Like I said, people come in the middle of some shit and then just make up some shit. It's crazy. You don't even know what gaslighting is. It's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to spot the signs. Look for denial of evidence. I don't give a fuck what they said. When somebody says that, if somebody says, I don't care what the reports say, I don't care what the FBI stats say, I don't care what the CDC says, I don't care what the study says, I don't care what she said, I don't care what he said. Look for denial of evidence. It doesn't matter what they think or what they saw. That didn't happen. Look for blame shifting. You're the problem. It doesn't matter that I fucked up. I only fucked up because of you. I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't because you fill in the blank. I only cheated because you I only spent our savings that we've been saving up to buy a house because you fill in the blank. And then look for vague deflections. You always do this. You statements point to gaslighting. I statements show accountability. When you're talking to somebody and they say you, what about you? Well, how about when they use you, when YOU is used instead of I, know that you have a gaslighter. What about when you? How come when you, and you ain't this and you ain't that and you don't do this and you don't do that and you don't get respect because you don't do X, Y, and Z? You can't have this because you, gaslighter. That's what you have. Nice, Chaos. Why did my vacuum just start? That's crazy. I got a robot vacuum. That was weird. My vacuum just jumped off the dock, did a little spin, and then redocked itself. I don't know why. I can't explain. People who use I statements, they show accountability. How you stop gaslighting: gather receipts, keep evidence. I don't want you to keep score necessarily. Keeping score is different, but keeping evidence, keeping receipts, keeping proof of what happened, text messages, emails, notes. Use those things so you can stay anchored. Show them the proof and watch the story fall apart. Keep receipts. When you know that you have a gaslighter, when somebody's trying to make you feel like reality ain't real, like this isn't really happening, like what you experienced or what you saw or what you felt or what you seen for your own self, they're trying to tell you that shit didn't happen, or you're tripping, or you tripping. What are you talking about? That didn't, whatever. There's a movie. Have you guys seen the movie on Netflix? I want everybody to watch this movie. It's called The Woman in Cabin 8. It's on Netflix, where it's with Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley, she's a journalist, and they go on this billionaire's big yacht, and she's in 8, but then she witnesses a murder, and it's a woman in cabin 10, right, on the yacht. And everybody's telling her that she don't know what the fuck she's talking about. No, there's never been a woman in cabin 10. That movie is literally about gaslighting. It's like, what are you talking about? I know that, are you traumatic? Are you okay? Maybe you're seeing things. If anybody's trying to gaslight you and to believe that reality didn't happen, you need to keep receipts. You need to call it out. Do not let shit ball up like a knot and keep it inside so you explode in a month. Don't keep things locked inside, ladies and gentlemen. Far too many people do that, men and women alike. Have you ever been in a relationship with somebody where they tell you, but you do it too, and you be like, well, okay, well, how come you don't mention it? Because I just don't say nothing. Gaslighting. That's bullshit. It's one of two things. Either you don't do it and they're just saying that because misery loves company and they're sick. They don't want to be wrong by themselves. So they're telling you how bad you are, even though that they don't ever bring it up. because there's nothing to bring up. Or when you fuck up, they don't say anything. More often than not, it's the first one, but sometimes it's the second. Some of you people, you guys don't express yourselves, or you don't call shit out. You don't call out bad behavior at the time that it happens. You allow it to just build up, and then you explode in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months, in a year. You fucking go crazy, and that's death by 1,000 cuts. And so now you so mad, and you just bringing up shit, and he or she is like, why didn't you say something when it happened? Because I just, it was no big deal, or no, don't do that. Call it out. Confront calmly with specifics. That's important. You said that I didn't call, but here is the call log. You show them your iPhone. Stick to facts. Avoid vague arguments. You said that I didn't call you, but here, let me show you how I called you. Here's the call log. Yours is at 11:15. I called mom at 10, and I called dad at 12, but I called you in between them at 11:15, and here's the call log. So what do you mean? You said I didn't call, but I did. Keep the facts and call out shit when it happens. Don't let it build up. Don't let somebody say that you don't call, and then you did and you got proof, but you don't even bring it up because you just don't want to be argumentative, or you don't want to be controversial, or you don't want to be contentious. You don't want to be, you don't want to get in, you don't want to ruin a bad day. No, fuck that. You be calm, but you need to call it out when it happens. And then you need to set boundaries, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly, Scott. Deflection. Oh, Gerald Class said in Cabin 10, that was good. Yeah, I watched that last night. I watched that movie last night. That was a good movie. I normally don't score movies on Netflix. You know how at the end it says thumbs up, thumbs down, or super thumbs or whatever. I went and gave that motherfucker a thumbs up. I was like, oh, that was good. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to set boundaries. Men especially. A lot of men don't set boundaries. Women is good at setting boundaries. Men, not so much. If somebody is consistently and persistently gaslighting you, you need to limit your contact with that person or walk away. You cannot reason with somebody who rejects reality or tries to rewrite it. You cannot, hear me out. You cannot reason with somebody. It is a waste of time to try to reason with somebody or to educate somebody or to get them to understand you if they don't believe in objective reality. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. A lot of you guys, men and women alike, you guys get into arguments with people who they get it 3 days later. You get into an argument with your girl or whatever, and then y'all fighting over some shit, and then they telling you they didn't say something, or you trying to call them out on bad behavior, and then it blows up or whatever, and that's Sunday night, right? Fucking Wednesday, they're talking, well, I'm sorry. I thought about it. Nah, how many times can you deal with that? How many times can you deal with somebody arguing with you and ruining the night, the party, the vacation where you guys are, fucking up the week, making you go to work, the whole vibe in the house is all fucked up, everything is off, there's no food, everything is messed up, just for them to apologize 5 days later. For when they come to their senses, I guess, they tell you that you was right the whole time. But shit, the fucking 3 days, 4 days is ruined now. The week is ruined because she realized it later. And you trying to get her to understand it now. And here's the thing, and here's another one. Let me tell you something. Imagine when that always happens. You think tonight is when I'm gonna be wrong? I've been right for the last 15 times that you've done this. And for 15 fucking times, you realize that you fucked up. You think I'm gonna be wrong on number 16? You arguing with me on 16? You don't think maybe, let me just fucking slow down? You get people like that, man. Set your boundaries, ladies and gentlemen. Because the next point is you need to demand accountability. You have to demand it. You have to demand accountability from people. Use I statements. Me, personal. Use I statements in conflicts. I felt hurt when this happened. Hold yourself and others to the truth. Because the truth doesn't give a shit about nobody's feelings. If you screw up, own it. If you screw up, own it. And my suggestion is write down the conversations. You need to journal them. You need to journal your conversations. You got to write it down, ladies and gentlemen. I know that you think you're going to remember. Let me ask you something. When you get into a fight with your girl, fellas, ladies, when you get into a fight with your man, do you remember what the fuck you were fighting about 3 weeks later? Y'all be when after the shit blows over and y'all back to having great sex and you go on to dinner and you're having fun and life going, everything is all good again. If somebody would say, stop, tell me right now, what were you two fighting about 2 months ago? Go. You would both look at each other right before your birthday. No, I'm not saying do that so you can keep score. I'm saying that you want to write and journal your arguments so you can pay attention to patterns. This is the reason why when you go to therapy, the therapist is writing down stuff. If somebody is consistently denying or deflecting, they're gaslighting you. If somebody is consistently denying or deflecting, they're gaslighting you. The next time you're in a heated talk, count the U's in the I's, guys. Count the U's in the I's. Who says you, and who's saying, yeah, I fucked up, I this, I that. I messed up. Shout out to my man Scott at TikTok. Count the I's in the you statements. And what does it tell you about who's being real? All right, so here's the recap. Gaslighting. Remember, gaslighting is when somebody is deliberately distorting reality, either directly or indirectly, okay? It's worse than hypocrisy, and it's worse than deflection because it undermines the truth, all right? It's when somebody is trying to rearrange reality, trying to rewrite the script of what actually fucking happened. Women tend to gaslight more due to the narrative building, and the lack of accountability is what drives it. You could spot this with evidence and always counter it with facts. Men tend to railroad more often than not. Men don't typically gaslight. They just are cavalier and don't give a fuck, which is a shitty way of fucking being in a relationship for men. Men, you can't be that way, bruh. You can't just say, well, you know what, whatever, what the fuck ever. I pay the bill, so whatever. No, that's not. Kind of man does that? You know, that's not how you want to be, bro. You know, it is what I don't give a fuck. It's my shit. I don't give a fuck. I could track. I don't care that you vacuum the house and mop the floor. I worked all day, so I'm gonna walk over the floor. You don't have to. You're not gaslighting. No, you're not gaslighting. But then you turn around. But you trying to, you know, fucking Bogart and you know, well, I'll pay the bills in this motherfucker. I could come in here with dirty boots on and just vacuum over. Just vacuum after I leave. I've been working all day. Nah, man. Nah, bro. And ladies, stop rewriting the stories. We all got a little work to do, man. Gaslighting works when the truth is ignored. And it only works if you let it. And that's why I did this show tonight. Gaslighting only works if you let it. Stand on your facts, ladies and gentlemen. Stand on your facts. I'm talking to the men particularly because women tend to gaslight more. Men are just fucking assholes. But women tend to gaslight more. Stand on your facts and demand the truth. And don't let anyone twist your reality, because that's what gaslighting is. Gaslighting was somebody trying to make you think that something didn't happen that you know did. All right? Subscribe to the channel, like the video, join the army, the SR Army, where we're taking lives to the next level. I'm Mr. Shan, the man with the plan. I've been there and done that, and not much surprises me anymore. And you, my friends, are dismissed. Whoop.
Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere beber. Pa' que el jefe se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en él. Como que ella quiere disfruta la noche, lo anormal. Creo que el novio teme que su relación va a terminar. Se da cuenta que no necesita a alguien más. Quiere un selfie para su Instagram. Ella ya no quiere relación, alguien que diga su condición, que solamente le dé traición, para después llegar con un perdón. Quiere hangar y ser de esos babies que goza la vida y lo hacen como esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere beber. Pa' que el jefe se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer, perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en mí, que yo parezca en mí. No tiene sueños, solamente en sus sueños nos ponemos risueños con un norteño y mi flow brasileño. Yo te juro que es bueno, ya me doy el palo. Ese empate si lo desigualo. Me gusta lo nasty malo. Me traje un regalo. Ella ya no quiere relación, alguien que diga su condición, que solamente le dé traición, para después llegar con un perdón. Quiere hangar y ser de esos babies que goza la vida y lo hacen como esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere ver, ella quiere ver. Pa' que el jefe se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer, perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en mí, que yo parezca en mí. Dime todo lo que ella quiere, nada ha sido regalado. Entre más independiente, más quiero estar a su lado. Es de esas nenas, mata, es que más. Ella está plena la noche entera. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere ver, ella quiere ver. Pa' que el jefe se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer, perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en mí.